and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Hi friends, it is about time for me to make that flat earth video that I had been talking about making probably a year ago. So here we go. Isaiah knew the difference, and this is going to be basically a video covering two Hebrew words that I'm going to teach you. We have chug and kadur, or this side, reading English way, kadur, which is a ball or a sphere, and a chug, which is a circle. And we're going to basically be covering just two verses in Isaiah. Actually, we're going to cover a few more verses in Scripture, but these are the main two verses in Isaiah that prove this. So we have Isaiah 22:18, which reads, "He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country." And Isaiah 40:22, where he says, "It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth." So before we start, I just want to give a little background on myself. This is where I went to grade school and middle school. I went to the Hyman Brand Hebrew Academy in Overland Park, Kansas. I went there for 8 years. I, wore a yarmulke every day. I learned how to read Torah. I learned Hebrew. I did everything Jewish. I went to Israel. I got confirmed. Everything that you can do as a Jew. Had a bar mitzvah, of course. So I know Hebrew. I was taught Hebrew from age 5 or 6 all the way through middle school. And then I studied again in Hebrew in high school and again in college. So I've had 10 to 15 years of Hebrew. My vocabulary isn't great, but I know it. And I know how the language works. So let's learn a couple of words. The first word we're going to learn is in Isaiah 22, and that is kadur. That is this word here, kadur, which is ball. It's the same word here, and I've just removed the vowels to make the Google search easier. The vowels give different sounds to different letters. If there's a little dot in here, this kaf becomes, well, actually without it, it's a h sound. With it, it's a k sound. And with the vav, if there's a little dot on top, it's an O sound, like door, or I don't know. If it's in the middle, it's an U sound, like kadur. Okay, O versus U. That was kind of too much, but anyway. Let's go into the Strong's interlinear, and we can see that this word's been used 3 times in Scripture. Here's where we are, 22:18, kadur, like a ball. Here in Isaiah 29:3, it's chador, which is encircling you. And this is where I think a lot of pastors might get confused, or are getting confused, is because it seems to be used as a circle here. But if you read the rest of the verses around this passage, it's talking about an army encircling a hill. And so that's going to be kind of like a dome shaped. A hill is a dome. And then here we have the word dur, which is the root, being used without the kaf. And that's being used for a pile of wood. And that's just a different use. It doesn't really have any bearing on this discussion. So we'll move forward from that. So that's the word kadur, ball. And you can see it's never used to describe the shape of the earth at all. Okay, it's used in other contexts. So now let's go to Isaiah 40:22 and look at this other word. And this other word is chug. And again, same word, I just took the vowel out. And that's going to make some of the other parts of this discussion easier. So when we go into the interlinear, we see there's 3 occurrences of chug. We're looking at Isaiah 40:22, where it talks about, "It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth," talking about the shape of the earth. Okay? In Proverbs 8:27, it says, "I was there when he set a compass, a circle upon the face of the earth." Now, today we have compasses that are, spherical in shape, but, ancient compasses were flat. They didn't have spherical, compasses back then. And Job 22:14, I hesitate to use Job 22:14 in this discussion because this is a part of Job where he and his buddies are having a little discussion that God calls words without wisdom. And so somebody might argue against you if you use this in your flat earth discussion and say, well, those guys were just talking nonsense and God called it nonsense, so it's nonsense. So I don't use this very often, but it does fit in. It's still talking about the circuit of heaven, a circle. Okay? So basically we need more evidence to really kind of figure this out. And the only way to really see how this works is to see how it works in real life, in conversation, the Hebrew language. Here's a Google search for Kador. Look at the images. Ball, Kador. Okay? In mathematics, a Kador is a ball. Okay? Now, if we do the same kind of search for chug is the only word that's used to describe the earth. Circle, ring. It's a ring in mathematics. Now, I don't have a ball with me. I wish I had brought one. I've got these exercise balls, but here's a ring that I wear. Does that look like a ball or a sphere to you? Can you really say that's the same shape? I mean, if you're one of those people who are trying to convince people that this is round and that this is round, so the earth is a globe, friend, you need to go back into middle school and take geometry again. There has to be two different shapes in geometry in any language that has math. The area of a circle does not equal the area of a sphere. There's a little extra, okay? What gets me is that some of you have doctorates and law degrees and you haven't figured this out. Like you couldn't pass 5th grade geometry. So this is the ancient Hebrew conception of the universe. And I hear pastors teaching that Jesus taught the earth was a sphere. Or that Isaiah, no, the whole world believed the earth was flat until 500 years ago. So quit lying. That isn't true at all. Here, they viewed the sky as a vault resting on foundations with doors and windows and pillars, and it was flat. God sits up here in the heavens. Underneath is Sheol. We're going to go into Job again, and this time we're going to go to a part of Job where God is talking, God himself. So we can take this, this isn't words without wisdom. This is the Lord. Okay? The earth takes shape like a clay under a seal. Okay? Takes shape like clay pressed beneath a seal. Clay under a seal. Clay under a seal. Do you know what clay under a seal looks like? Okay, maybe you don't. So let's just take a look. Okay, this is my buddy Manu on Facebook. He made a really good short 1 minute, little almost 2 minute video. We're going to watch that, and I'm going to help you understand this verse in Job. Are you starting to see yet? So the next video I'm going to show you is a little video from Dean Odell, and he's a pastor in Georgia, I believe. A little disclaimer, I don't agree with everything that Pastor Dean says. He teaches that there's a pre-Adamic race. I don't agree with that. He teaches a post-tribulational rapture. I don't agree with that. He goes into the book of Enoch to prove the flat earth. I don't believe you need to do that. That's what my presentation is here to show you. You don't need to go into Enoch to prove scripturally that the earth is flat. And he believes that God actually has a signet ring and he pressed the earth into shape. And that's just imagery God is giving us, because Genesis says that God spake the earth into existence. So I don't agree with everything Dean teaches, but he did a really good job with a lot of this flat earth stuff. And this video here, it's like an hour and a half of government documents showing that the earth is flat. You know, official NASA documents talking the shape of the earth is not known. And there's document here, mass flying over a flat, non-rotating earth. You got a flat domed earth here. You know, this goes on for a couple of hours. Flat earth. Validity of flat earth assumption for atmospheric calculations. I mean, give me a break. You haven't even tried looking into any of this. You haven't even tried. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some people who I really respect, Bible teachers and evangelists and missionaries. You haven't even tried. You're out there mocking God right to his face. You haven't even tried looking at this. And he's going to deal with you. He's going to deal with every word. So you better correct yourself, friend. This goes on and on. Propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. Why write this paper if it's a globe? Why waste time with this? Are you starting to see? You need to go watch this video. All of it. I'll put the link in the description. All the videos I'm going to show you, the links will be in the description. You need to watch these videos and get yourself straightened out. Here's a video by Mike Helmick. He did a really great job of showing some of the NASA lies, how they fake green screens, and they've got a little clip here. I'm going to just show it to you muted, but they're pulling on wires. You know, why do they need wires? And here they're going to show you a little thing where this guy over here, he's flying by. You know, they forgot to take his harness out of the scene. They forgot to edit that out. And this guy here, he's handling an object in space, and it's not a real object. He's handling a virtual reality object and moving it around. I'm going to skip ahead just a tiny bit so you can see this. Forget this guy floating around. This guy thinks he's got a hat like this in his hands. Look at him. And so they messed up their feed. NASA were supposed to layer another video on top of here to show us. And they screwed this up. Now, why fake anything? Why do anything like this if it's all real? You need to start asking questions. This is a bunch of baloney. Watch this video. Okay, this is another flat Earth legend, Terry R. Eicher. I'm going to play this whole 6-minute video for you. He explains the flat Earth map and how it's used all over. How they tell us the truth in their little maps and their flags.
These are the 5 United Nations government agencies that control our globe. They control how far out into the ocean we can go. And they control the territorial regions that we are allowed to fly in. Now, on the same token, this is the Gleason's 1892 world map, better known as the Flat Earth map. Patent November the 15th, 1892. Now, this copy hangs on my wall. It's from the Boston Public Library before the governments took them out in the late 50s. And as you can see here, this is scientifically and practically correct. Now I want to show you how those 5 United Nations government agencies have this flat Earth map in their logo. This is the International Maritime Organization, which controls our waterways. Now, check out their logo. This is the International Civil Aviation Organization, which controls our airways, our fly zones. Now check out their logo. This is the World Meteorological Organization, which controls and gives us all our information about our climate and our weather changes. Now check out their logo. And this is the World Health Organization. This agency controls the information that we receive, such as diseases like Ebola, AIDS, and so on. Now check out their logo. And last but not least, we have the United Nations Government Agency, which pretty much controls just about everything. They control all militaries of the world. They control which militaries join which wars in the world. They formulate and enforce all treaties brought upon the world. But if you look in their flag, they have the Flat Earth map as their logo. And in their General Assembly Hall, where all treaties of the world are signed, they have a Flat Earth map right on the wall in the conference room. Not only did the United Nations government ban this map, but they banned all maps that were made before 1958. They banned them from public schools and from all libraries. The question is, why? What are they hiding? If they are a global government, why do they have a flat Earth map in all their logos? The reason is because they know where we live and they know the truth. And they are hiding it from us. They are lying to us, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up.
He's just flat out truth. Terry R. Eicher. He's a legend. Oops, sorry, didn't want to start that again. All right, so we're going to go on to one more legend. And this guy is totally legendary. Dwayne Kellum. My man Dwayne. This guy is the best high-altitude weather ballooner on the internet. He's made a couple of dozen videos of high-altitude weather balloons going from launch to crash. Now, we don't get that with NASA. They don't give us a full sequence up and down, unbroken. Okay, they just give us a bunch of garbage. But this guy, they tell us that you can see the curve from the ground when a ship disappears past your point of perception, but they call it going over the curve. But you can't see a curve from the sky? You can't have it both ways. You can't see it from the ground and not see it from a few hundred feet up or a few thousand feet up. Here we are at 11,000 feet. Yeah, that's not a very good shot. Let's just... Here we are at 14,000 feet. It's flat. The slight curve that you see on the ends, he explains in this video that that's lens distortion. He explains that. But here you are, 14,000 feet, flat. 30,000 feet, flat. 42,000, that's a bad shot. 47,000 feet, flat. 81,000 feet, flat. 112,000 feet, flat. You should see the entire curve going forward and on the sides at this point. Okay? This is visual evidence. This is, if you can't see this, you literally have scales over your eyes. You're blind. You can't see. God has blinded you to the truth of his earth. Here we are coming back down. And this is just to show that this is a legitimate video. Up and down. 52,000, still flat. Still flat. 20 grand, 20,000 feet, 10,000 feet, etc. And he's got 24 videos. All of them 3 hours long. So go watch almost 100 hours of footage. And then tell me the earth is curved. We're going to move into another little word here. NASA or Nasha. This word here in Hebrew, it's Nasha, which means to deceive. But this word, this letter here has a little dot. You can see that little dot there on the right-hand side. That tells the reader that it makes a sh sound. All right? If you move that dot to the left, it makes a s sound. Without the punctuation, without the vowels, it could be read either way, Nasha or Nasa. All right? So if you can't see what's going on with NASA, literally, I just said it before, I'll say it again, you're blind or you're one of these guys. You're a lying, stinking, dirty, rotten, filthy, satanic Freemason. Just a liar. And here's the serpent's tongue. I mean, come on. Put it together. The Grand Lodge of Ohio pioneers 2 astronauts. This is NASA here. It's a Masonic organization. It's a Nazi organization. Freemasons know the earth is flat. They put it in their tracing board. You got the 4 corners of the earth. You've got the firmament dome. You've got the sun, the moon, and the stars within the firmament. And their god, Lucifer, also within the firmament. Okay? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They hate God. They hate him. And they love their little light bringer, the bringer of knowledge. They love their knowledge. Here's their little representation of the earth, the checkerboard. It's flat. Okay? Now everybody asks, how could they keep this a secret? They couldn't keep it a secret. Too many people know. This is how they keep secrets. This is the entered apprentice, the first degree oath that every Mason has to take upon entering the lodge the first time to become a Mason. Upon their initiation, they have to say, I, of their name, of my own free will and accord in the presence of Almighty God and this worshipful lodge. It's erected to him. They say their lodge has been erected to the Almighty. What a load. Most solemnly and sincerely promise and swear, pay attention to this language, that I will always hail, ever conceal, and never reveal any of the secret arts, parts, or points of the hidden mysteries of ancient Freemasonry, etc., binding myself under a no less penalty than that of having my throat cut across, this is the penal obligation, my tongue torn out by its roots and buried in the rough sands of the sea at low water mark where the tide ebbs and flows twice a day. That's one heck of an oath, Christian. That's one heck of an oath, pastor, deacon, friend. How could you do this? How could you say this? How could you do this to God when he says, don't swear by your own head? And here you do exactly what he said not to do. This is how the secrets are kept, right here. Because if you reveal their high secrets, you're gone. Kenneth R. Mackenzie was a master of Freemasonry. And this is what he said in one of his books, the Royal Masonic Cyclopedia. Quote, among the charges preferred against the Order of the Knights Templar, for which Jacques de Molay suffered martyrdom. I'm going to pause here. Jacques de Molay, the De Molay Society is, sorry for doing that. I didn't mean to do that sign. The De Molay Society is Freemasonry for young boys. That's how they get middle school, high school kids into this stuff. They go through the De Molay Society. So, for which Jacques de Molay suffered martyrdom was that of worshiping an idol or an image called Baphomet. This is Baphomet. It has been suggested that Baphomet is none other than the Ancient of Days or Creator. They worship the devil as the Creator. More cannot be said here without improperly revealing, pay attention to the language, what we are bound to heal, conceal, and never reveal. Okay? It's the same thing. Hail or heal, ever conceal, and never reveal. Freemasons worship the devil. Period. Period. Don't even argue with me. I've done my work in this area. Plenty of work in this area. And God's going to have his way with you, Mason. He dealt with you in Proverbs. Naughty person, wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. You little one-eye thing you love to do. He speaketh with his feet, your little foot positions. Teacheth with his fingers. Shh. The illuminated eye. Teaching with their fingers. Frowardness is in his heart continually. He soweth discord and mischief. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. God is gonna break you, friend, hard for lying to and manipulating the church. These are the things that God hates, these 6 things. Proud look, lying tongue, 7 things are abomination to him. Hands that shed innocent blood, y'all are murderers. Your wicked hearts, running swiftly to mischief and lying. And you all lie. You have to lie to the degree under you. They can't know the secrets that you know. It's an organization of lying. Sorry to get so charged up at the end here, folks. The point is, Isaiah knew the difference. I know the difference. And now you know the difference. So thank you for watching. God bless you all. Please pass this on to your pastors and your leaders who are out there making a mockery of God. And I'm so tempted to drop names, but I'm not going to do that. God will put this where it needs to go. It will find its way through him. God bless you.